understand the health implications about this. As you said, this ain't about black people in mint juleps
That's
and
right.
us sipping on a drink. This is not about black people using Vicks vapor rub on our chest and backs when we're sick. This is literally a targeted effort that the tobacco industry, how they have targeted black people, and you have the research in terms of how they methodically looked at black people and studied black people to determine what cigarette to market to us. Talk about that.
That's right. And you know what? Here's the beauty about it, Roland. The tobacco industry. So when there was a lawsuit that you and I have spoken about before, which was the master settlement agreement, when the tobacco industry was sued by several entities, and they had to provide additional funds for cessation and for other things as a result of it. But there was something that was really important that came out of that master settlement agreement. And they were required, tobacco industry executives were required to turn over all of their internal documents, their emails, they weren't emails at the time, but their documents about their strategies, about their tactics, about various types of methods that they were going to use to sell their products, right? So those are all available to the public. So these are not things that we're making up. The University of California at San Francisco have the tobacco industry documents, and any person, any resident, any citizen, even internationally, any person in the public can go look at those documents themselves, and they can actually research and look at the strategies that were used by the tobacco industry over years in order to target Black communities. So there are documents that are out there that explicitly state that the tobacco industry, for example, understood that Black Americans like to go to cultural events. They like to, they want to be perceived as a certain image. A lot of them go to church. So if we give money to churches, then we'll be able to get these products in their communities. If we sponsor different music events or cultural affairs, tie ourselves with those communities, then our brand would be recognized and it'll feel like it's part of the Black community. So they studied us. I am a Black studies professor. The tobacco industry was studying Blacks. They were conducting Black studies before my discipline actually existed, because they hired social psychologists and they hired sociologists to study our practices, to study our likes, our dislikes, to study our fears, our concerns. And that's how they have consistently kept these products in our communities. And this is
so hold on. So when we say we were targeted, mm-hmm. You say the data shows they literally hired experts to put Black people under a microscope to figure out how can we, one, create a product and market the product to them that they will accept.
That's right. That's right. They have it specifically, and they talk about not just Black people, they talk about young people specifically. How do we create products that are more appealing to young Black people? They also, the most nefarious part about it, and which I really hope your audience does at some point go look at these documents, or they can email me and they can ask me and I can show them exactly where to find the documents, because it's one thing when we say them, but it's something else when you read it for yourself. There were other documents in the industry documents at UCSF, which is when they figured out that cigarette smoking, menthol smoking in particular, was associated with low birth weight, right, in Black women. There are documents that explicitly state that, well, so what? It's okay. Perhaps it's okay that Black women have smaller babies because they have so many. Perhaps it'll be less painful. So they knew that it was harmful to our communities. They knew that it was harming our Black babies. And they said, oh, well, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't really matter because, they have so darn many of them. Maybe it'll be less painful for them if they're smaller in the long run. So these are the types of, and so when I hear people say, oh, this is the government, this is someone trying to take things away. No, what's happening is that these tobacco industries are targeting, they are hunting, they are infiltrating our Black communities, and then they're manipulating individuals within our communities to somehow think that this is okay so that they can continue to sell their product that, when used as intended, will kill 100% of their users.